The Lydian mode is what happens when the major scale accidentally ascends into heaven. Technically, it's just the major scale, but with the fourth note raised by a semitone. That one note is the difference between happy and grounded and floating 3 feet off the floor. It's the sound of clouds made of sunlight, of nostalgia and discovery, of everything Spielberg ever made us feel as kids. A perfect example, Yoda's Theme. John Williams didn't just write a melody, he wrote gravity defying itself. The piece starts in C Lydian, and that single F sharp in the melody is what makes Yoda sound wise instead of weird. Without it, if we replace that F sharp with a plain F natural, we'd drop into C major, regal, sure, but too human. The magic evaporates, and Yoda suddenly feels less like a mystical teacher and more like a retired librarian with good posture. That's the Lydian trick. It's not brighter because it's louder, it's brighter because the harmony literally leans upward. That raised fourth refuses to resolve down. It keeps pulling toward infinity. You can hear that same shimmer in Elliott Smith's Waltz No. 1. From the first note, that raised fourth sneaks in, creating this soft unease that feels otherworldly, like the major scale fell asleep and started dreaming in color. Or in Sting's When We Dance, the A sharp in the melody instantly lifts it off the floor. Without it, it's just E major. Bjork does it in Possibly Maybe. The whole thing orbits a B major 7 chord. And when that raised fourth drops in, the sound stops being electronic pop and starts being pure glass, transparent and fragile. And then there's Led Zeppelin's Dancing Days. They use G Lydian, but dirty it up with a blue note, that minor third sneaking in like a mischievous grin. It's Lydian, but with a hangover. Lydian blues. Bright and exotic, but still swaggering in ripped jeans. Pearl Jam's Oceans even uses 2 Lydian scales back-to-back. First C Lydian, then D Lydian. It's like watching sunlight refract twice. The effect is hypnotic, bright on bright, like staring into a mirror made of sky. And there's one progression that captures Lydian's entire DNA, the 1-2 major vamp. That's the sound. The first chord says, "We're home." The second says, "Wait, what if heaven's next door?" It's simple, cinematic, and borderline addictive. The moment your ears realize something's off, but in the best way. That's why Lydian is a film composer's cheat code. It's how you score wonder without resorting to cliches. But here's the catch. Lydian's magic is unstable. It doesn't like to sit still. Use it too long, and it starts to sound slippery. Most songs only visited briefly, just enough to glow, then come back to earth before everything melts. Why? Because harmonically, Lydian is a little rebellious. It shares its notes with a major scale. It's the fourth mode, after all. C Lydian uses the same notes as G major, which means your ear might keep jumping between them, unsure which note is home. That's the Lydian paradox. It sounds like it's floating because even the tonic doesn't know where it belongs. The same happens in REM's Man on the Moon. The verse sits in C Lydian, glowing, but the chorus tilts toward G major. It's like watching the same planet from a different orbit. Now, theory moment. The tritone is to blame for all this chaos. In the major scale, the tritone sits between the 4th and 7th degrees, F and B in C major, and resolves into C and E. That's what gives the major scale its clean sense of closure. But in Lydian, the tritone sits between the root and the raised fourth, C and F sharp. And when that resolves, it doesn't land with the same authority. It sort of glides, which means when you think you're playing IV in Lydian, your ear hears 4-1 in major. In other words, you thought you were the hero, but you've been the side character all along. And that's why Lydian songs are so prone to falling back into major. Stability always wins. But that's also what makes it beautiful. It's tension disguised as bliss.